Titanfall 2, the best moving game ever made, but has a big, some might say, dinosaur problem. Some people still use the same gun twice. Filthy, am I right?
Brother,
That's why I attempt to beat the entire Titanfall 2 campaign without reloading a weapon once.
So it's an easier version of an one magazine challenge.
No little Timmy, because I have even more rules to make my life harder. These are the rules I have to live and die by, little Timmy. No reloading, no grenades, no pilot abilities, and each death I need to spin a punishment wheel to choose a punishment for me. Editing Sagence here, let me tell you, you don't want to miss this. I'm actually gonna die in this video. So, are these rules hard enough, Timmy?
I want to see you suffer.
That's just great. Let's get into it. Here we are, the pilot's Gauntlet. The easiest mission of them all for the challenge. Or so I thought. I got stuck on the Gauntlet run because I just had to finish higher than Captain Lastimosa.
all done with the Gauntlet?
The first mission started off with a bang. Literally.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it.
After my sight was taken away and the death of Captain Lastimosa, it was time to start for real. Underestimating the amount of ammo I'd be using, I was glad to find a weapon bin. These bins will be fundamental for the completion of this challenge. Wiping out the local IMC grunts, as well as some wildlife for good measure, let the BT function like a normal robot being. I did it, BT. Let's get these guys. Taking out the first island of the campaign was easy. Just to prove that I did in fact not reload during this fight, watch this.
Enemy Titanfall detected. Our only chance of survival is to rendezvous with Major Anderson at 60 clicks from our current location.
The next mission on the list was Blood and Rust. Following the prior mission, I was thrown to an all-out battlefield, where I soon ran out of ammo. That's when I had an idea. I might not be allowed to reload my guns, but nothing stated that I couldn't use a workaround. Please tell me that reloads. It does. That's great. Winning the fight and learning a new trick at that meant it was time for the first Apex Predator on the list. Kane, who is definitely not on some type of drug while fighting.
Well, another runaway hero. An SRS Vanguard class type. Woo! Now we're talking!
I didn't even kill him, he killed himself. Next up is Into the Abyss, a mission where I can be myself without any repercussions. They say that Kane is crazy, but just watch the amount of war crimes I can cause in a small amount of time. I'm gonna be doing it now. Come to the war criminal. Come to the war criminal. Yeah, I thought and I didn't even have to reload for those kills. Truly blessed by the game. All jokes aside, I may have underestimated Into the Abyss. Even with the new trick I learned, the Titan v Titan fights were a little bit hard. Hey, my friend. Thank you. Nevertheless, I was on my way to the rendezvous point. Until BT got inappropriately touched by a giant robot arm. Now we enter my most hated part of the campaign. Not because I think the level is poorly designed or that it's too hard, but because I always try to take a shortcut, which usually leads to my death. This playthrough is no exception. Should be the pilot. Oh well.
Spin the wheel, pity.
Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, that's not good. After a couple of deaths, wheel spins and quote-unquote challenges, it was time for the simulation dome. No Titan access. The dome itself wasn't too big of a challenge. I just had to keep throwing my weapons in the weapon bins from time to time. Which they will be a savior to this challenge. And it was finally time for another boss fight. And my favorite one at that. It was time for Ash. Shut your trunk next time. Effect Cast was a mission to say the least. After the first time the sorceries had taken place and I had retrieved the wish mountain device, I stood for a dilemma. Remember the second rule, no pirate abilities? Up until this point it had been a problem. But now I will be soft-locked. That's why I'm asking for an exception to this rule. Only for Effect and Cast. While writing your angry comment, would you take the time to like and subscribe as well? It would help show this video to even more pirates throughout the frontier. The other highlights of Effect and Cast was the Sagence non-subscriber camp. Hey, this is the camp for all non-subscribers. That's sick, man. They fucking mentioned us in the game. The devs. And of course the Ark scan. After scanning the Ark, it was on to the next mission.
Well done, pilot.
Who are you pointing at, PT? Here we are, the beacon, where I get one of the best weapons the game has to offer for this challenge. The Arc Tool. Contrary to popular belief, the Arc Tool is in fact a weapon. And as an added bonus, you don't even have to reload it. Just watch how these grunts scream in pain.
Infinite torture for all of you. Infinite torture for all of you.
After denying any future generations for these grunts, I climbed my way onto the satellite disk to install the module.
Yippee.
When this happened.
Got you.
Luckily, BT was there to catch me and save me from another chili pepper. Or worse.
Oh, you're such a cute too.
With our newfound bond, the third Apex Predator was no match. Using the terrain, the batteries and the hack to my advantage, Richter was sent back to the old glory days of old Germany. I was planning on showing a montage of all the Titan warfare, but my footage decided to corrupt.
Huh?
That being said, trial by fire wasn't too hard. Just avoid direct line of sight and you're good. Soon after taking down some IMC ships, BT and I got shot down by Viper, the father of the fatherless Valkyrie from
Apex Legends.
BT's strong skills landed me onto an IMC ship, where I promptly committed mass murder on any organic and unorganic life forms I laid my eyes on. Taking over the control room of the ship alongside the 6-4 meant it was time for the boss fight everyone had been waiting for. Viper.
Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide.
The boss fight went smoother than expected. While maneuvering myself around the ship, peeks at the enemy scorch silence to take them out before I took down Viper. I went for the Arc. Which then promptly exploded in my face. The smart pistol I gained from the death of PT put me on edge. It was the only weapon I would have for the end of the campaign. With 18 bullets, hordes of enemies and no reloads, would it be possible to make it?
Commander Freak, I have a lock on Cooper's position. He's pulled BT's data core. He must have the sphere kit.
BT, Cooper. You're headed in the right direction. Just keep moving. The anti-air defenses are extremely heavy around the fold weapon. We're having trouble getting boots on the ground and we're running out of options.
How did I survive that?
The answer is yes. With some skillful play, I managed to avoid most of the enemies. Then it was time for the final Apex Predator. Sloan. No joke, the Sloan fight was so easy. One core and a couple of carries by a Legion loadout meant the Sloan fight was done before it even began. Which only left the Arc in the way.
What are you doing?
which means Titanfall is indeed beatable without loading any weapons.
Let's go. Oh my god. I died way too many times.
This might be one of my favorite challenges I have ever done on this channel. If you enjoyed it as much as I did, feel free to leave a comment down below. Tell me what your favorite part of the campaign was. This has been Sagence, signing off.